We're here on the 9th day of the war, October 15th. Here's the main newspaper in Israel that we woke up to. Kach margish hagehenom, it says in the headline, meaning this is what hell feels like. We see her 26 faces of children, young children, that they're either kidnapped by Hamas in Gaza or missing, unaccounted for. Okay, we see her Erez, he's 11 years old. Sahar, she's 16 years old. And Aviv, she's 2.5 years old. There's Emma, she's 3 years old. And there's Amit, he's 16 years old. We don't know what's going on with them. And these are only some of the faces because right now the official number is way over 100. We ask to raise the awareness in the social media for these faces and the parents and the families that are broken up. Please keep these people in prayer. Let's take a look inside. Israel b'milchama, Israel is at war. Hapanim shenizkor la'ad, the faces that we will forever remember. And there are faces, so many faces, and these are just a few of the soldiers and civilians and children and adults that were killed in this awful massacre. Yehi zichram baruch, may the memory be blessed. And just let's look at some of these faces and ages and names. We see here Ido, he's 19 from Ramat Gan. And there's Sahar, he's 20 years old. And there's Lidor, he's 32 years old. And Kim, she's 22. And Eden, she's 23. And Mor, she's 30 years old. Danielle, she's 24 years old. These are real faces with real names. They are not just numbers. Let's look into another story. Hundreds of bodies are not identifiable, it says. And a man that works in the Israeli organization that identifies bodies says that throughout all the night, he's been lifting and moving burnt and dead children, and he's just falling apart inside. It's impossible even to use the DNA to identify them, and maybe, only maybe, a teeth x-ray could help to identify them. Let's look into another story. Here it says the miracle of Maol's family. And the father had a heroic battle with the terrorists until the IDF came and rescued them. And for an hour and a half, he battled terrorists that were trying to attack his family and come in, and they were saved. This is really a miracle within all this disaster. It's one of the miracles that we can read about. And it's a mother and father with 3 young girls. IDF fighters say that within the hill, when the roads of the kibbutz are filled with dead bodies outside, we managed to save a whole family. Another story, citizens of the south. There is a big city called Ashkelon, which is north of the Gaza district, and they are getting heavily bombed, but not all of them have bomb shelters. And they say the residents of Ashkelon need to be praying for miracles in the sirens because there's no bomb shelters. And they're moving to the center. These residents are moving to the center, while in Sderot, which is very close to the Gaza district, they were asked to evacuate. The subtitle reads, Evacuation Under Fire. Cities from the south are preparing for a long war. Let's move to the Haaretz newspaper. The IDF is preparing for a massive ground entrance into Gaza. And here in this story, we see that missiles have been shot yesterday and today from the north into Israel. And Israel has to deal with that and to prepare for that second front as well. This was a summary of some of the first-hand accounts that are being reported in the Hebrew newspapers and the Hebrew media so that you can be educated, informed, and know how to pray in one of Israel's worst times in history. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.